Hello students, let us continue the discussion about normal model. We had proved that the posterior distribution of mu given x is again normal with this mean and this variance. Let us call the mean as alpha and variance as rho square. So rho square is a combination of prior variance of mu and variance of x. The purpose is now to find posterior predictive distribution of y. So suppose y given mu is again following normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square. Let us try to find the distribution of y. So the joint density of y and mu will be like this. Will be the product of density function of y given mu multiplied by the density of prior PDF of mu. But now note that we have already observed x from the same distribution and we have got the posterior distribution of mu like this. So now for y, this distribution will work as a prior distribution for mu. In this y given mu, the prior distribution of mu will be this normal distribution. And so, now the prior distribution of mu is 1 upon rho root 2 pi e raised to minus half mu minus alpha upon rho whole square. So, the joint density will be product of these two densities like this. So, now I hope you will be able to recall that we could rearrange the joint density of x and mu as a product of two normal PDFs. So on the similar line, let us rearrange the joint density function of y and mu as a product of two normal PDFs. So if we follow the same procedure, we'll get this. So we will have the first PDF like this. So it will be 1 upon root 2 pi root of rho square plus sigma square e raised to minus half y minus alpha whole square upon rho square plus sigma square. In the earlier case, we had 1 upon root 2 pi root of eta square plus sigma square, and here we had x instead of y, and here we had tau instead of alpha. So we are just repeating the procedure here. Similarly here, the second normal PDF will be like this. I'll have mu minus, instead of x, eta square plus tau sigma square, we will have y rho square plus alpha sigma square, and instead of eta square plus sigma square, we will have rho square plus sigma square. So thus the first is a normal PDF. So let us call it F1y. So if you realize, the first normal PDF does not involve any unknown parameters. So it's a marginal density function of y, the first normal PDF, and the second normal PDF is actually the posterior distribution of mu given y. So the first normal PDF is actually PDF of normal distribution with mean alpha, which you can easily identify here, alpha, and the variance will be the term in the denominator. So that is rho square plus sigma square. So thus the posterior predictive distribution of y is normal with mean alpha and variance rho square plus sigma square. Now the distribution of posterior distribution of mu given y will be a normal PDF with mean y rho square plus alpha sigma square by rho square plus sigma square, and variance will be the reciprocal of this term, so which will be rho square sigma square upon rho square plus sigma square. Now let us try to simplify the mean. So here alpha is nothing but x eta square plus tau sigma square upon eta square plus sigma square, and now if you simplify rho square plus sigma square, it looks like this. So another way to find these means and variances is explained here. Expectation of y can be obtained as conditional expectation of y given mu. Now the conditional expectation of y given mu is simply mu. So and the expectation of mu given x, now because mu we have got one random variable already and we have got the first set of posterior distribution of mu. which is nothing but mu given x. So while computing expectation of mu, it must be based on the earlier posterior distribution, which is nothing but the prior distribution in the second case. So expectation of mu is alpha here and not 2. Similarly, variance of y now can be computed like this. It will be variance of expectation of y given mu plus expectation of variance of y given mu. So now in the first case, this will be simply variance of mu, and in the second case, this is expectation of sigma square, but sigma square is a known constant, so it will be simply sigma square. So thus variance of y is rho square plus sigma square, and expectation of y is alpha. Now let us move further. Given the posterior distribution, thus we have got the distribution of mu like this. Here, notice that the term alpha contains x as well as tau and eta square. Similarly, rho square contains the values like x, tau, eta square and sigma square. So thus, the posterior distribution of mu given y is basically same as the posterior distribution of mu given x and y together. So thus, mu given the posterior distribution of mu given x and y is normal with these parameters. So let us simplify these parameters and let us try to create a pattern. So let us substitute the values of rho square and alpha here. So if I put rho square as eta square sigma square upon eta square plus sigma square, and then alpha as x eta square plus tau sigma square upon eta square plus sigma square, I get y eta square sigma square. This eta square plus sigma square can be cancelled from the numerator and denominator after these multiplications. So I will get y eta square sigma square plus x eta square sigma square into tau sigma raised to 4, right, and in the denominator I'll have eta square sigma square plus this eta square into sigma square plus sigma raised to 4. So I'll have twice eta square sigma square plus sigma raised to 4. Now if you simplify this further, I can cancel out sigma square from the numerator and denominator, and I get this term. So if I divide now numerator and denominator by the term eta square into sigma square, I end up getting it like this: x plus y upon sigma square plus tau upon eta square upon 2 upon sigma square, which I have further splitted like this: 1 by sigma square plus 1 by sigma square plus 1 upon eta square. So I got this expression by dividing the earlier expression by the term eta square into sigma square. Now I hope it looks familiar to you. See, in the earlier case, the posterior mean of mu when only x was available, it was, let us go back, see, it is x eta square plus tau sigma square upon eta square plus sigma square. Now, if you divide this term by eta square into sigma square, you will get x upon sigma square plus tau upon eta square plus 1 upon sigma square plus 1 upon eta square. So the term looks similar to the term which we have derived now. See here, we are here. Yes, so the term looks similar to the earlier term. And similarly, if we simplify rho square sigma square upon rho square plus sigma square, it gets simplified to this, which looks similar to 1 by eta square plus 1 by 1 upon 1 by eta square plus 1 by sigma square. Now because we have two observations coming from the same distribution, that is normal mu sigma square, so I have this term 1 by sigma square appearing twice here and here as well. So thus I can rewrite the posterior distribution of mu given the two values of the random variables like this. So now the question arises is, can we extend this idea and can we generalize this to a case of n observations? So suppose x1, x2, xn are n observations from normal distribution with mean mu and variance sigma square. Suppose they are independently distributed and we have the same prior with means say tau and variance eta square. Then what is the possible posterior distribution of mu? Let us try to guess this. Since here we are adding all the observations obtained so far. So here instead of x plus y, here I'll have summation of xi upon sigma square plus now this is tau upon eta square. So it is the ratio of prior mean to the prior variance. So it will remain as it is. Then in the denominator I have 1 by sigma square terms, the number of times uh, it appears, it matches with the number of variables we have. So here I have 2 by sigma square times, so sorry, 1 by sigma square appears twice because I have two observations. So here because I have n observations, so it will be n by sigma square plus now 1 by eta square, which is the reciprocal of prior variance, so it will be here as well. So thus this will be the posterior mean if I have n observations. Similarly, posterior variance will be 1 upon n by sigma square plus 1 upon eta square. So thus the posterior distribution of mu will be normal with these parameters.